It's August 9th, and we're in Olathe, Kansas, which is about as far south as I believe most of these 17H03 lines are. There might be some in St. Louis, which would be a little bit further south from the rest of the program, but wanted to show you some things. So there's one fruit on 17, but because of the heat that we've had, these first two groups are not setting fruit. Again, I can see one down there, but there's plenty of flowers, and I'll show you real quick here. Where there's a red flag, that's where a new family starts. So we have 17, 16, and I believe 14. I'll check that when I get down there. But plenty of flowers on them. And the weather has changed now. It's probably in the low 80s, but it's been in the upper 90s for quite a while. And I think that's what's affecting these plants. You see a little scorch there on those. But overall, 17, the family looks pretty uniform. They're potato leaf type, and the height's always about the same. And then we get into 16, and they're fairly uniform, but there's a little bit of segregation going on. You can see a potato leaf type in there. I'll move up on close on it so you can see the difference. But they're not setting fruit either. They got a ton of flowers. The plants are growing great. But I have yet to see any fruit in there. I've been trying to pull it apart, but there's the potato leaf version, so it really stands out compared to the regular leaves. But overall, the height and the look of the plants is fairly uniform. And then we get into, that's number 14, and they are segregating. Each plant's a little bit different. The first one's a potato leaf, and it's set a lot of fruit. It's done real well in the heat. It's the one I showed last time with fruit stripe, so it's still there. And there is a blush on one of them down there. I don't know if I got that or not. And the rest are regular leaf, and there's even some variation in between this regular leaf, a little bit light in there, and the one next to it, which is a little bit whiter leaflet, minor point. The height's about the same. The second one here, the fruit, they are ripening already, and they're a small round, that beta carotene type with stripes. And this next one to it, which I'd call number 3, has larger beefsteaks, and it's set fairly well. Not as good as number 1. I'll have to see what the taste is like, because we'll probably separate these out and not keep them as a uniform family. And then we get into the clementines here, the check line. And again, I wrote somebody at Johnny's to see if there's a issue, but odd shape. And I picked a couple off these and gave them to the kids that are doing volunteer work here. You see a little bit more of the fruit. This is 14. I guess it's number 2. So that had ripe fruit on the other side I showed. But in the background, you can see their other planting of determinates and indeterminates, real common lines like Big Beef, Red Defender, and that kind of thing that they're pulling off of for the program. But that's it, and I still have yet to see any fruit on these, and I'm having a similar issue with these families at another site where they just don't like this heat.